Back with another video for you today. I've got Dahlia here in the studio. We are doing a video that we planned on doing when we first started shooting videos together back in the late 2017. A video focused on licorice, anise, absinthe, wormwood, you name it. All of these notes that are very similar that we are both obsessed with, I think.
Yes, although I think it works better on you than on me.
Uh-oh. But you like the smell?
I do.
Do you like to drink absinthe?
I do like licorice tea. I like absinthe, although it's potent.
It's potent.
You
like pastis though. Remember, I gave you a couple of servings of those.
I did also like that. And there's some liquor from my misspent 20s called Black House, which I think is also...
I don't know this one.
It's not nice. It's not like a high-end option. But I do not like licorice candy.
I don't like American licorice. I like licorice from back home where it's more like anise.
Licorice candy from, well, I mean like real licorice candy, I feel like you could breathe fire. It is so intensely strong.
Okay.
Are we doing this?
Yeah, so we are doing this. We've got a list of fragrances that focus on absinthe, licorice, anise, wormwood, you name it. You want to find out about them, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. This is Dahlia. So yeah, this video has been planned for a while. We're finally doing it. I think we've got enough fragrances here that we will compile a 20 list. Only one that we are missing is Nasomoto's Absinthe, which I thought I had a bottle of. Turns out I don't. Dahlia has a bottle of. She didn't bring it.
She had already left the house.
And then we have a bonus option of 4 men's fragrances, 3 of which are inexpensive. The other is brand new release, and we're going to talk to you about it first. No, we're going to talk to you about it last. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with one fragrance from the house of Maison CRIVELLI. It's Absinthe Boreale, this one right here. You know Maison CRIVELLI?
I do.
What do you think about Maison CRIVELLI?
I think they're doing really interesting work. They have like a wearability, and but they're using quirky combinations that are unusual, even though it still has maybe a little bit of a designer feel, but with offbeat notes. I like what they're doing.
Cool. Yeah, this one is juniper berry, lavender, eucalyptus, mint, lemon, artemisia, and musks. And then it's inspired by tasting of absinthe under the northern lights. That's why it's called Absinthe Boreale. So it's very cold and crisp.
It is cold and crisp. It has like a laundry clean to it. It's very... The juniper gives it a sort of bracing quality.
I like that about the juniper. I like bracing juniper, sharp, metallic.
That's very nice.
Yeah, this is great. It's a modern day fougere for unisex options. I guess it's unisex release, but typically fougeres are masculine leaning, but I think this is...
It's on the line.
It's on the line, yeah. So this is Absinthe Boreale from the house of Maison CRIVELLI.
Ooh la la.
We next have a fragrance from the house of AMOUAGE, which is called Memoir Man, this one right here. Are you familiar with Memoir Man?
I honestly am familiar with Fate Man. And
the most.
Yeah, haven't spent enough time with AMOUAGE.
Memoir Man is another wormwood focused fragrance. It's aromatic, spicy, a bit minty, and also smoky.
I get the mint.
You do get. You're kind of sensitive to mint, aren't you?
I want mint to be friends with me.
Oh yeah, this is good. It's a kind of a dry fragrance, and it's actually dried mint I'm getting in against the wormwood. But there's incense for sure. There's a bit of tobacco-ish touch there, leather, sandalwood, Guaiac wood.
This again is on the line.
It's on the line?
Both Absinthe Boreale and Memoir Man are maybe just like a hair masculine leaning, but...
Yeah. I think there are some notes in here. The tobacco, I think, and the oak moss and the incense kind of butch it up a little bit. But definitely it's kind of greenish with the whole wormwood absinthe
thing. The vetiver and the mint.
All right, next up we're going to the house of KILIAN. It's VERTE, this one right here. A really nice boozy absinthe-focused fragrance. Violet leaves, patchouli, licorice, vetiver, woodsy notes, sandalwood, and also absinthe.
It's a nice weight.
It's a nice weight?
Look at that cut glass action.
Plastic action.
Well, this feels like glass.
No, that's glass. This is plastic. I wish they can't do the cap with glass.
It can't or won't?
I mean, it'll crack when you break it, popping it in. So what do you think of this?
This I feel is more of what I expect when we talk about absinthe and licorice. It has a little bit of a booziness to it.
I love licorice booziness.
And it has patchouli, which...
Oh yeah, we both love patchouli. This to me smells like anise tea. When I was a little kid, I think that's the reason why I really like anise. My mom used to boil it because if you have a tummy ache, it's good for your tummy aches. And it smells like anise, anise tea, boiled anise. It's so delicious.
It is, but it doesn't have like the lightness of tea. The patchouli gives it depth, the woods, the sandalwood.
I want to drink it.
It does have a sweetness, but it's not like watery like tea.
Okay. I get it. Yeah. No, I'm just saying the smell it smells like tea, but like the licorice tea or the anise tea, but it doesn't have the texture.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
I kind of associate by KILIAN with more sort of gourmandy, desserty action, and that is not... It's sweet, but not gourmandy.
Yeah, it's more boozy. All right, up next, going to the House of L'Artisan Parfumeur. This is a fragrance created by Olivia Jacobetti. It's Feu d'Absinthe, this one right here. This has been around in the catalog of L'Artisan Parfumeur fragrances for some time. It's the nice combination of pine needles with wormwood, balsam fir, star anise, incense, nutmeg, and angelica. So it's very green and piney and also kind of licoricey, boozy as well at the same time. Really wonderful offering.
Where do people purchase this if they live in the United States of America?
I think finally Neiman Marcus started carrying this brand.
So nice.
So it's a brand under PANOUGE. So both this and Penhaligon's are now selling at Neiman Marcus, I just noticed. So not in store, but I think online. Do you like this?
This is an interesting... It is piney. It is the kind of sappy, like resinous kind of pine tree, fir tree action with a little sort of sweetness from the incense. And the nutmeg is weirdly forward as well.
There's a warm spiciness there.
But it's like almost a syrupy kind of a thread.
It's like being captured in the forest with pine trees everywhere, and then you're sitting and having some absinthe.
Or very sweet tea again.
Does have a bit of a sweet tea-like vibe, but this is drier than the last fragrance, KILIAN's VERTE, but kind of similar. I can see that.
That has more of a booziness, and this has like a southern sweet tea kind of quality.
I never thought of it that way. Southern sweet tea. There we go.
Yes, indeed.
All right, next up, going to the House of AMOUROUD. This is Santal des Indes or Ons. I'm not going to say it.
You're not going to say Indies like an American?
It's INDES. How do you pronounce that in French?
I don't.
It's sandalwood with cedar, absinthe, vetiver, leather, musk, curry tree, rose, narcissus, incense.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of stuff going on here.
And it's very delicate, despite all that.
Delicate?
It is. It has a...
Ooh. That is good.
That's really lovely.
Yeah.
This has a beautiful balance, a very sort of...
There's a creaminess with the sandalwood for sure.
The sandalwood is done beautifully well here, and the cap is extremely magnetic because it's classy. This is nice. The floral notes kind of balance the sweetness, I think. It doesn't have the sweet feel that the last two did.
This one has a shiny quality to it. I don't know if you can see it,
A little
the smell.
effervescence.
Definitely there's a glow about it. The sandalwood's creaminess shines through with the absinthe booziness. There's that light vetiver in there, some spices as well. Really lovely.
That's nice.
I really like that.
The last two could have been maybe more like winter or autumn. This I feel is almost a spring kind of a take on absinthe.
Okay.
So nice.
So we went from sandalwood and absinthe, and now we're going to absinthe and Guaiac. This is Matière Libre Absinthe Guaiac. Are you familiar with this brand?
Not at all. But it's a nice...
Heavy bottle, huh?
Weight. Look at the glass action down there. That's so...
I like that glass action.
It is. But it's... I mean, this could be a weapon.
It could be a weapon.
This is your home
Anybody
defense
come into the
system.
studio, you're going to get hit with this bottle.
I mean, you're joking, but I'm seriously considering it.
Anyway, this is Guaiac wood, absinthe, amber, patchouli, leather, vetiver, nutmeg, musk, violet leaves.
I love it. It's so green.
It is very green, for sure, with the violet leaves, ozonic.
Yeah. It's so green and bright, and it gets that kind of acid green quality of absinthe that I love, the sort of wildness.
Oh.
But the violet leaves, the vetiver, very prominent.
This, to me, has a bit of a spring-like grass-grown fields running through it, and you can smell the grass kind of breaking and then aroma releasing in the air.
It's got but that wildness, like that Midsummer Night's Dream kind of wildness, and the nutmeg and the Guaiac give it a little bit of a creamy quality.
There's definitely a creamy quality,
but in a dreamy kind of way that's more like a mist or clouds, not like in a damp, cold way, but like in a. Maybe that doesn't make sense. This is a standout.
Okay.
I don't know this brand at all, but we're gonna
have to dig through.
We're gonna have a little conversation about them when we're done with the filming.
All right, yeah. So that's Matière Libre Absinthe Guaiac.
I've put that to the side to remind us.
Okay. So we're going to the house of Cortana, Parfums Cortana. It's Wolfsbane. Didn't we review this together?
I like this one. I like their whole poison garden, whatever it is, theme.
This is angelica root, fig leaf, cumin, ginger, absinthe, patchouli, cedarwood, tuberose, tobacco, castoreum, benzoin, sandalwood, prunol. So there's a bit of a prune plum quality.
This has some funk. This has...
Is it the funky funk?
It is the funk.
Funk.
This has a very deep, robust...
Remember that Daft Punk song, The Funk?
I'm thinking more like the kind of 1970s.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This
is good though. This is really good.
But the castoreum is strong with this one.
I don't get animalic as much as you do.
How do you not?
I don't know.
Really?
I love this.
Yeah, but you also...
Okay, there's some funk there.
Thank you.
But it's not the funky funk.
It's okay. I didn't start crying on camera, but it's
don't cry now.
Adjacent to
this is Wolfsbane.
It is of everything we've talked about thus far. This is the funkiest.
Well, the name Wolf should give it a clue, right? It's pretty hairy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This we're howling at the moon here, people. This is the thing.
All right, we're going to a house called Abaton next. It's a fragrance called Kinoto Dark. This one right here.
You gave me a sample from them, and you were just like, "You're gonna love this one."
Did you love it?
I did. It's got a real kind of glamorous sweetness to it.
Well, I recently took not a customer, but like a sniff session client that came here to do a sniff session with me in the studio. I took him to Ministry of Scent. They bought a bottle of this. I was surprised they liked it. But it's green Kinoto, fruit and the leaves, balsams, liqueur, absinthe, juniper, and incense.
The incense, it's again that sort of syrupy incense.
Oh, it's so good.
It has a very like the kind of liquor that you would drink like for dessert in one of those little tiny glasses, the little bitty baby wine glasses that are just wee.
Yeah, the tiny. You just take a shot of it or
it's
sips.
like that kind of.
But you know what it reminds me of? What's that stuff that's very popular? Jägermeister.
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yes. We didn't mention that at the beginning when we were rambling through random licorice.
Because there's a bit of a medicinal quality about it. Mm-hmm. But the stuff you drink to kind of do the digestion thing. Digestif. But more medicinal, like herbs crushed together, made into a liqueur.
With a fruitiness. It has a fruity quality to it. It's not like wearing Jaeger, because Jaeger is intense. This is
this is good though.
No, it's pretty. This I would say if the first two leaned like just a hair masculine, this would lean just a hair feminine, I would say.
Really?
I think so.
I think it's on the masculine side.
Do you really?
Well, because all that bitter herbal kind of medicinal stuff.
The incense is kind of just a scotch.
Just a scotch. Okay.
Maybe.
Scotch.
Yes.
We do have a fragrance called Contessa, which is definitely going to be leaning feminine. Mm-hmm. But to me, that one leans more masculine.
We don't have to agree.
We don't have to agree.
Because we don't. Ever, anyway.
We have a fragrance that we've done a video on from a brand called Atelier Oblique, and this is Bohemian Woods, this one right here.
I think we've done more than one video about this.
I don't know how many videos we've done with the brand, but it's woods notes, iris, elemi, absinthe, incense, patchouli, leather, saffron, vanilla, musk. So we went to Pitti Fragranza in 2018, and we were going through the show with the different brands, and you're the one that pointed out this brand to me.
I was honestly stampeding around like an actual elephant, like trumpeting about this brand.
And instantly I fell in love with this one because I like the whole antique woods smell with the absinthe. It's almost like going to church. There's these ancient furniture in there and the library and books and things like that. So there's that smell, and you're sipping on absinthe, a very fragrant absinthe. That's what it reminds me of. And then there's church service going on because there's incense there burning.
All of those things.
Yeah.
But it does, I love that old furniture quality, like that specific kind of like floor wax, which sounds gross, but it's not gross. It's lovely. But that's kind of gives it the church feel, like very calming, sort of deep.
Yeah. There's definitely something very like spiritual about this.
Yeah, but the leather in it is kind of takes it away from being like another incense. The leather and the woods and the incense together give it like a very calm, almost stern but not stern, like meditative.
Yeah, to me it's very spiritual. I don't know what it is about that one.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful fragrance.
So good. This, I would say, leans just the wee bit masculine.
That is
again.
definitely, yeah, masculine. The next one is Nasomato's Absinthe, which we do not have here. And I'm going to let Dahlia talk to you about it. For some strange reason, I thought I had a bottle, but I don't. I've never owned a bottle. And you have a bottle, and I didn't ask you in time to bring it. So
I'd already left the house.
So
it is.
Tell me about it.
I have a long-standing love affair with Artemisia, and this has absinthe and Artemisia with some wood notes to it. I would say this one leans again just a squidge masculine, but it's got that Nasomato like intensity. It's that very sort of strong. They're not shy with the absinthe kind of licorice note in this one.
I do remember smelling it many times. It is a really gorgeous fragrance. I do need to get a bottle of it, and I like the idea. Artemisia also kind of falls into the category of licorice a bit.
Artemisia brings just this bitter kind of like elegance to everything. It's a little fizzy kind of bitter elegance that is so interesting. It takes.
I do love that note.
It takes something kind of just whatever, and it makes it like exciting.
Yeah.
In most cases, not all, but in
Not
many
cases.
In many cases.
Many cases. But the next fragrance, going back to the House of KILIAN, it's Gold Night. This one right here, taking anise, combining it with honey, vanilla, patchouli, and bergamot. This is super, super delicious from this house. KILIAN does do a lot of anise or licorice-focused fragrances or absinthe. They had A Taste of Heaven, where they combined the absinthe note with lavender, but this one is absinthe. Well, it's anise and honey together. It might be a bit too sweet for you.
It's a bit too sweet for me.
But I absolutely love the combo. The honey and the anise together. Super delicious. You're get that away from me.
It's the vanilla and the honey, and it kind of has like a fuzzy kind of quality to it that...
it smells golden to me. It's Gold Night. It smells golden. The honey is just... The smell of the honey is really, really amped up in this. If you guys like honey and the idea of anise.
It's like honeycomb, maybe, like that, like crustified honey, like...
Crustified honey. That does not sound good.
And it has a patchouli, but it's like a...
Oh, that is so good. That is so good.
It's not my taste.
It's not your jam.
It's
not your jam. I know. You don't like sweet things.
Sometimes I do.
That's why you don't like me.
I do like you.
All right, next moving on to a house called the Parfums de Nicolas. It's Queer Cuba Intense or Queer Cuba.
Depends where you're from. This one is the most elegant barnyard kind of smell I've ever... Yeah, the hay is really strong in this.
Yeah, the hay. When it gets to the hay...
Woo! Yeah.
It does become a bit barnyardy.
But elegant.
Yeah, it's a sexy barnyard.
I don't know if it does.
No, it's not sexy. Well, yeah, it's kind of sexy, yeah.
There's a sip.
The tobacco is really, really sexy.
The tobacco is strong with this one. They're definitely kind of giving you a little nod to the sort of Cuban cigar association. The tobacco is really forward. The hay is very strong.
I enjoyed this. It's kind of like a fougere style a little bit. The fact that they have the lavender in this, but it's loads of star anise and licorice and...
It has a timeless quality. Like, it could be from 50 years ago, or it could be of today.
To me, it's kind of in the ballpark of the Dreamer from the House of Versace, the tobacco fragrance. It's in that style, but a lot more complex.
Very complex.
Very complex, thanks to Patricia de Nicolai, who does some great work with fragrances. And yeah, I like this.
It has that old world kind of like there's 50,000 notes in here, but blended really perfectly. And that is no mean feat.
Smooth.
It's smooth.
It's very smooth.
And I'm saying barnyard, which should not alarm people, but it does have that kind of like bay hail. What are they called? Bales of hay.
Bales of hay, yeah.
Bales of hay kind of a situation, but it's the kind of barnyard that like people wearing Ralph Lauren like ride horses in.
Okay.
So
I
maybe,
like that.
Maybe there's a better word for it than barnyard. But
all right, next up, going to the house of Comme des Garçons, it's black. So it's taking all kinds of black notes, including licorice, because licorice comes in the color black.
As well as red.
And well, that's not licorice. That's more like
are you
fruity garbage. Anyway, this has notes of birchwood, incense, licorice, leather, olibanum, pepperwood, cedar, vetiver.
The pepper is strong with this one.
It's very peppery. Well, I think Comme des Garçons knows how to do pepper. They even have a fragrance called pepper, right? Yeah, so... But I really like the contrast of that smokiness, kind of a barbecue-ish smokiness.
Smoky pepper.
Yeah, and then the licorice kind of adds its booziness.
It's like peppercorn. But
you get the leather though, don't you? There's a
yes.
like a leather rubber kind of vinyl kind of combo smell in this, which is kind of unique for Comme des Garçons. I really like this.
I like this too.
Yeah, I really
this
like
this is
well, we did a video on Comme des Garçons. You really liked it in the video.
I still really like it.
Okay.
It's my last, I don't know, year or two. The scent profile that has been super exciting to me has been like a sort of gasoline chemically like
you told me.
Yes, like road warrior kind of. I don't know. I'm none of these things, so I don't know why it appeals to me so much.
Okay.
But this has a little bit of that like auto shop kind of, but glamorous.
Very. And I feel like taking a chalk and writing on this.
That's very nice.
All right, next up, going to the house of AMOUAGE once again. It's Royal Tobacco, released last year, created by Cecile Zarokian. And this, to me, is lots of licoricey touches. It's got frankincense, cardamom, anise, licorice, basil, tobacco, prunal. There's that prunal again. It's a prune, plum kind of a note. Fenugreek, which to me is also a bit licoricey. Vanilla, Peru balsam, benzoin, labdanum. It's very resinous and ambery.
Vegetal, but there's a vegetal quality to it. And I'm not sure if that's coming... Must be from the basil.
But you know what I get with this one? Christmas tree.
Yes.
It's Christmas tree. I don't know what it is about this one. It smells like Christmas tree to me, but really very complex. Ambery, tobacco,
but very vegetal.
Green.
Very vegetal, which is sort of it's the bottle is a misleading color.
I think it's the color of the whole scheme of their fragrances.
This has like a celery kind of...
I think it's the fenugreek.
Maybe the fenugreek. But it's on the greener side of anise. This is one of the greener ones we've smelled so
Definitely
far.
has a green Christmas tree vibe with loads of anise licorice thing. It's so delicious.
I'm going to say it again. This has a very vegetal to me more than Christmas tree, but I do get the balsam as well.
Well, Christmas tree is sort of a vegetable. You can't eat it, but it's a vegetation.
In no way was that correct.
All right, next up, going to the house of Guerlain. It's L'Instant de Guerlain pour Homme in the Eau de Parfum concentration. This has gone through so many different bottles. One of my favorite fragrances. This is one of the reasons why I got into reviewing fragrances in its original form, because I was obsessed with the smell of this stuff.
Is this a vintage or modern formula?
This is
or has it not
pre most modern, but not the vintage. It's cacao, lemons, bergamot, patchouli, star anise, grapefruit, sandalwood tea.
That's lovely.
It's so delicious. Really,
it's light.
really.
It's fresh. It's bright, crisp.
It's just a great combination of the chocolate from the cacao with the patchouli. The star anise gives it that booziness.
But the lemon and the bergamot give it such a bright kind of
brightness,
quality.
yeah.
That's
That's amazing. Really great fragrance. Then we're going to the house of Electimus London with Austere. This one right here. This is Austere. You should have seen a video I did recently. This turned out to be a really great fragrance from this house. It's a kind of a leather with a bit of booziness and star anise like qualities with leather. Check it out. Really, really wonderful. It's sweet geranium, patchouli, star anise, cloves, ambergris, musk, cedar, sandalwood, lemons. Really a wonderful offering.
This has a real depth to it. It has a very...
very complex.
But the leather, I don't know if there's leather in it, but it has a leathery quality.
It does have
it.
a suede leather-like quality. There's no mention of it, but it's lots of the geranium. It's very aromatic. And then the patchouli's earthiness. And then, of course, the star anise gives it that bright greenness, a bit of booziness. And then where the leather comes from, I don't know, but it's super, super sexy.
And the patchouli gives it depth as well, but it's reading like leather and or patchouli together first with geranium and spice.
Okay. I really like it. There's also a Middle Eastern edge about this one. Kind of has a very Middle Eastern vibe. And I think it's saffron. I'm getting saffron in this as well, which can generally turn out to smell like leather in fragrances. So really great, deep fragrance. Wonderful offering.
Agreed on all points.
Okay. All right, back to the house of AMOUROUD. Once again, it's Licorice Woods. This is a brand new fragrance I specifically purchased for this video because I like the sound of it. And I really like this house. They have beast mode fragrances. All of their fragrances are parfum concentration. So let's go ahead and smell it a little bit. Definitely woody and dark licorice-y, kind of in the ballpark of that Comme des Garçons Black.
This is the funkiest funk now. This has outfunked whichever one had more funk than this before. We've
gone above the funk.
This is we like the
This
funk.
is too funky for me.
It is
Funky funk.
It is the funkiest. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was Wolfsbane, I think.
Wolfsbane.
That had some funk. This has funkier
What if
funk.
Wolfsbane and Licorice Woods played together? What kind of a child would they create?
One that needed a bath, perhaps.
Anyway, this is oud, anise, licorice, orchid, amber, cedar, elemi, black pepper, jasmine. It's pretty intense.
The oud is strong with this one.
Yeah.
My eyes are watering just the littlest bit.
Uh-oh. Too much for you.
This is so your jam, though. This is really weird.
Gimme Licorice Woods.
Gimme.
All right, next up, going to the house of Moresque. It's Contessa. See, we got a feminine leaning one here. Contessa. It's like candy. So this is tonka, star anise, musk, nutmeg, ylang ylang, pink pepper, rose, jasmine, vanilla, ambrox, and bergamot. What you get with this one, girl?
Very sweet.
Very sweet. Sweet candy.
It is very sweet, and I can't put my finger on it, but I've had this candy before.
Does it remind you a little bit of the orange bottle from
Jeroboam?
Jeroboam. A little bit.
A little bit, but that's not it. It's more like in the space of Turkish Delight, almost.
Oh, okay. This is pretty intense, though.
It is. It's a very... It has the same saturation as Goza. It has that kind
Goza,
of
that's it, yeah.
sweet. But the rose, it adds a sort of different kind of direction to the vanilla. It's...
There's definitely a syrupy quality about it, and I feel like vanilla is contributing to like a amber vanilla sweet syrupiness. Vanilla rose, yeah. It's very, very intense. But do you get the star anise? A little bit, right?
A little bit, but I get more of the ylang ylang, I think. There's like a little citrus kind of...
Okay.
It has the sweetness of like a sugar glaze. Like when you have like one of those little petit four kind of cakes and there's like that sugar, like almost hard glaze.
Yeah. For me, it's like if you're going for breakfast in the morning, you get ordering pancakes and you've got this variety of syrups you can, have a choice of. And you're getting the strongest, syrupiest, most candy-like syrup, and you're drizzling all over your pancakes, and you're rotting your teeth while you're eating it.
It's very sweet.
Sweet, yeah. So that's Contessa from Moresque, and then we've got this broken bottle called Ege.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, it broke when I hit something against it, so I've taped it up. So Ege from Nishane is a totally different take on the anise note and licorice note. Let me see what you're going to think about this one. Have you tried it?
No.
It's very ozonic with violet leaves. It's very fresh and crisp with mint, yuzu, anise, licorice, violet leaves, cardamom, and oliban. And what you get with this one?
I get the kind of coconut or cucumber water vibe with this.
Very cucumbery. Very, very.
I don't think that's listed as a note, but
I think sometimes violet leaves comes off like cucumber.
Cucumber water. Yeah, it's got that bright, fresh, like cucumber water.
Yeah, it settles to more of a licorice anise thing, but up top it's like cucumber water, like she said. Or just imagine the pulp of the cucumber, all that kind of juicy wetness. That's what it smells like.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But the mint is there.
And you're not a friend of mint.
I love mint. Mint doesn't like me.
Oh, gosh.
This is not coming from me.
Uh-oh.
The problem
Come on,
is
mint.
Mint has the
Get
problem.
with the program.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got one last fragrance that's featuring either Licorice or Anise or Wormwood. This is Visionary Eye from the house of Juice Box, and this was recently featured in my mystery box, Scent Club mystery box. And what you get with this one? It's powdery, it's iris, it's buttery, but there's that whole contrast of lavender with wormwood. Really, really beautiful. Really beautiful.
This is lovely. This would be very easy to wear. It's
very easy to wear.
I would put this in a list with like an iris fragrance list. It has that powdery to what you said kind of quality.
It's powdery but buttery at the same time.
Yeah.
Really, really gorgeous. The lavender is great. The aromatic herbal touches, wormwood, the green spices. Cinnamon adds warmth. The musk, sandalwood, vanilla accord, thyme.
If the Maison CRIVELLI one is laundry clean, this is more of a powdery clean.
Ah, okay.
Not quite soapy. And not like talcum powder, but like a very high-end powder with like a glamorous puff kind of.
Okay.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, this is great. It's Visionary Eye, inspired by David Bowie's music in Berlin or Germany, from the house of Juice Box.
So nice.
And that is the last fragrance featuring Licorice, Anise, Star Anise, Wormwood, Absinthe. Am I forgetting anything?
I don't know.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of those types of fragrances or fragrances featuring these notes. If there's anything that you guys have that we haven't mentioned, do list below so we can find out what they are and check into them. And other than that, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. And don't forget to follow Dahlia as well. It's the Perfumed Dahlia.
On Instagram.
All right, guys. See you guys later. Stay tuned for bonus content. Alright, I love giving you guys bonus options, and today we've got 4 masculine offerings or male targeted releases. First of which is Lolita Limpica's, formerly known as Amasculine, called Homme. This one right here. Are you familiar with Lolita Limpica?
Yes, but the original sort of purpley apple-shaped, very sweet one.
So this is Absinthe, Anise, Licorice, Cedar, woodsy notes of violet, ivy, labdanum, musk, orange blossom, rum sugar, and vanilla. Definitely designer-esque, definitely featuring the absinthe, the anise, the licorice. It definitely has a licoricey aromatic green vibe, but lots of...
very light, very fresh.
Very fresh,
very,
yeah. To me, it's light, but I think also our noses have been kind of shot because we smelled some really strong things.
No, that's really light.
This is pretty good, though. Really great fragrance. I'm glad I have it finally, because I haven't had the original bottle. It was a different bottle before. But moving on to Alien Man from Mugler. Are you guys familiar with this one? I don't know if this is still selling. I'm hoping it's still selling, because Mugler has completely dumped them in. But this is really wonderful with anise, leather, woods, cashmeran, osmanthus, apricot, and amber. What you think?
It's also fresh.
It's very light. We like them big and intense here.
Yeah, but this has a little more body than the Lolita or the Limpica Homme. But it is also kind of a lighter, like just kind of spray and go kind of.
Very. Probably not much longevity.
I would not expect it to have.
All right, going back to a classic now from the late 70s. Okay, it's Azzaro per Homme.
Sorry, pause. This is the largest bottle of perfume I have seen in some time.
This is a tiny little bottle.
This is larger than life. This is like perfume larger than your face.
Imagine having an earring like this.
That would really hurt, and that would tear out your earlobe. So enormous. It's almost like a classic. You know, but that's like the kind of bottle that a perfume counter would put for like show.
Oh, you mean like a
like display?
What do you call those? Factices.
Ooh, this one's interesting.
You like these kind of fragrances?
Yeah.
It's a masculine late 70s powerhouse fougere barbershop with licorice and anise and ambergris and lavender, patchouli.
It's got an interesting bitterness to it.
I like that bitterness. This is a classic. This is a Disco Studio 54 fragrance.
Oh, nice.
And then last but not least, a fairly new fragrance that just launched from the house of Mercedes-Benz. This is Air, this one right here. It has Angelica, it has Wormwood, Petitgrain, Patchouli, Woods, and Turmeric. And out of the 3 fragrances that launched in this collection, I really enjoy this one, but it's very, very fresh. Very fresh and green and airy. It's called Air. Hello.
As the name suggests. It has that barely there quality to it.
It's very clean. I think if you guys like lighter fragrances, definitely Air will do. And again, thanks so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for more videos soon. Bye.